it can be scary to start building your personal brand online, really showing the world who you are and giving people a chance to judge you. That takes courage. And that's why most people won't do it. They stay quiet, they stay silent, they stay comfortable. But here's the truth. The agents who do have the courage to put themselves out there, they're the ones who will be the winners for the future. So today, I just wanted to share why putting yourself out there is one of the best decisions you can do for your career and how you can start doing so in the right way. And the problem here is that most real estate agents, they don't lack work ethic. They don't lack mindset. They don't lack, not putting enough hours in each week, because most real estate agents are very, very hard working. We're working insane amounts of hours each single week. And the big problem why most real estate agents aren't achieving the goals they have, put themselves accountable to, is because they are invincible. So people in your area, potential client of yours, don't even know that you exist. So you're not showing up online, you're not posting valuable things, you are not, creating content on a daily and weekly basis that is crafted towards, potential client of yours. And the biggest problem here that actually happens is that competitor of yours are starting to figuring this out. You might have another agent in your area that is, starting to figuring this out. They start, to show up online. They create content for your potential clients. And the thing when I speak with a lot of agents that hold them back from showing up online every single week and day is the fear of being judged. So we're really in a position here where we are afraid of what others might think. And this is the worst thing and the worst position to be in. Because if you are letting this fear of other people judge you, stopping you from achieving the goals of yours, you are going to be stuck in the same place. And the worst thing that happens is that you have so much, potential leads on the table that you're leaving. You have so much money on the table that you're still leaving as well. So being stuck in this place where you're letting the fear of judgment, be in the way of you achieving the goals that you have in your life, like achieving the dream life you have, achieving, the goals you have in your life, I think that is a very bad place to be at. And that's why the solution to all of this is to, start, using social media in the right way. And the goal here is not to become an influencer. So the ultimate goal here is, to use social media to become top of mind. And, just really seeing social media, as this business tool that you can use to get yourself where you want to be. And, social media and media in general, is the one of the biggest leverage you can use, on the entire planet. You can post one post and reach 50,000 people, after 30 minutes of crafting it. So, and also kind of starting to understand that the whole kind of goal of using social media as a real estate agent is not to become famous, is to become top of mind. And let's say that you have kind of 50,000 people that are potential client of yours in the area where you work. Then the ultimate goal of yours is to have those 50,000 people to at least know that you exist. So I would say that is, a big step one. And then you can chunk it up and take it to another level. And that is, that every single potential client of yours in your area see you as the obvious choice when it's time for them to sell. And, I have, what should I say? I have had quite a journey myself, and putting myself out there, understanding, really the game of social media and the best way you can use it. And just as I said before, like using social media as this insanely powerful business tool is the closest thing as to coming to a cheat code that you can have in this modern, day and age. And I know that, a lot of people are, as I said before, they are afraid of putting themselves out there, and we are afraid of, what people might say. Others might judge us. Speaking from experience myself, I was thinking like, okay, what will my bosses think? What will the colleagues of mine think? So I've been there. It was in the beginning, it was very uncomfortable, but I just knew that, okay, if I want to get myself where I want to be, if I want to achieve the dream life of mine that I'm, dreaming of every single day, and ultimately, like, if I want to, achieve the big goals I have in my life, I just knew that I had no choice. I just have to do this. Like, for me, it was just more of a question like, do I want to achieve the goals I have in my life? Yes or no? And if the answer is yes, then I have to do it, because it's such a smart thing to start using. And if you operate and use it in the right way, like, it can have an insanely big impact on your life. And I just thought that it would be very natural for me to share that I'm actually considering myself being a introverted person. And, I recharge my batteries when I am by myself, when I'm outside in nature, taking a long walk, maybe going to the gym by myself. So if I can do this, putting myself out there, building my personal brand as an introverted person, I'm very confident that you can do it as well. So it's just a matter of, what kind of excuses are we giving ourselves. And as I said before, it was very uncomfortable for me to put myself out there. What will my bosses think? What will my colleagues think? And the best part of all of this is that it's just like in the beginning, just you going from 0 to 1. And after you have taken, that step forward, everything is just becoming easier. You get a more understanding of everything, how everything works. And people around you will get very, fast. They will adapt very fast, and you putting content out there will be something that they're very used to. So, and the funny thing is as well that nothing bad really happened, because so many people are afraid that, what if this person knows, and what if people, potential client of mine, are watching my content and they don't resonate with the things that I'm sharing, and they maybe don't like me because I'm putting content out there. And yes, of course, you are showing the world who you really are, but in the end of the day, if someone is consuming your content, a potential client of yours, and they don't dig your vibe, they don't resonate with your message, they maybe just on a personal level don't even like you, then in the end of the day, after your 60 minutes pitch on a client meeting, they don't know you beforehand, and then they get to know you a little bit, they will not pick you in the end anyways as their agent. So the downside of building a personal brand is so little, while the upside is just this insanely huge thing. So, like, don't let those kind of fears stop you from getting essentially what you want in life. And as I said before, the goal with building your personal brand as a real estate agent is not to become famous. It's not to become an influencer. It's not to go, viral and have, millions of followers that, are not even a potential client of yours. The ultimate goal in the end is to every single potential client of yours, seeing you as the number one choice when it's time for them to sell. That's it. And for each week that goes, that you are not posting, you're not showing up, you're not giving value to your potential clients of yours, like in the future, you're leaving so much money on the table, you're leaving so much leads on the table that, it's just going to be harder and harder to stand out. And just speaking from experience and everything I've learned over my own journey, and spending 100+ hours on understanding how content works, like, this is the like if there's just one thing that you can implement in your life as a real estate agent that has the highest likelihood of you achieving the goals you have in your career, like this is the one thing. So, don't be that person that, waits for tomorrow until they take action. They wait until next week or next month. Start today. Pick a platform, craft a post, always thinking in mind like, okay, how can I create as much value as possible for potential, client of mine, and just, get in the arena, start doing the things, put on the gloves, and, be curious, start learning, because I'm very confident that it will be one of the absolute best decisions you have made in your life, because it's so powerful. And I said before, like the absolute winners in the future will be the ones who have the courage to put themselves out there. So you really have the choice, do you want to be a winner or do you want to be left behind? So, as always, I just wanted to thank you for watching this video this far. I'm doing everything I can with these types of videos to provide as much value as possible. So if you found this video valuable, please send it forward to a fellow agent out there that you think might find this valuable. And as always, don't forget to subscribe so we can make sure that we see each other in the next one.